Zoom meeting here in BC with Connected Consciousness Canada. Tonight, very, very, very special. We have a couple of new things happening tonight. We have Shelley is going to be facilitating a wonderful chat with our special guests. And we also have, we all know Roland, but he is now officially our BC provincial coordinator. So he is on with us tonight, and we're going to have some fun. So I am not going to be talking a lot tonight. So I'm going to be taking a break, but I'm going to be staying on and hearing what the conversation is going to be about. I'm very, very looking forward to listening to our special guests. So for the rest of the evening, without further ado, I give you Shelley.
Thanks, everybody. Welcome. I'm so excited to welcome you all here tonight, and of course to welcome our guests Elena and Elisa. Before we begin, I'm going to ask Colleen to lead us in a protection prayer, and then I will introduce our guests and we'll get started. Thank you.
Okay, so I'll start by saying just ask everyone to sit comfortably with your feet firmly planted on the floor. Close your eyes and envision a bright platinum pillar of divine energy encircling you on all sides, above you, below you, on all sides, and encompassing all of your bodies. As you inhale, imagine that you are drawing in this divine platinum energy into yourself. And as you gently exhale, release all tension, thoughts, or worries. Now focus on your heart center. Breathe the divine platinum energy into your aura and feel it replenish your light body. We ask to be surrounded fully and completely by divine light, raising our vibration, cleansing and purifying our minds, bodies, and spirits. We invite our Christ consciousness and oneness families to help guide us and all that is in the highest expression of our purpose this evening. Through all directions of north, south, east, and west, earth, sky, and heart, we direct the four corners to be sealed in the eternal light of unity and oneness. We are protected, and we ask that all of our communications be shielded from any interference or surveillance from lower vibrational energy or entities. We ask this in accordance to divine will for the highest and greatest good in the highest interest of all. And so it is. Thank you. Om. So just take a minute to tune into the divine platinum energy that's all around you and that has entered into this present time and space. Thank you.
Thank you, Colleen. Okay, so I'm very excited to introduce these two amazing women that are going to be with us tonight. They are Elena Danaan, say hi, Elena, and Elisa Wright Herrera. Hi, Elisa.
Hello, everybody.
Hi. So I'm going to just give a little bit of an intro about the two of them, a little bit of a bio. So Elena Danaan, she's a celebrant, a druid, and an artist based in Ireland. She was born into a practicing shamanic family. As an infant, she was abducted by benevolent beings who worked on upgrading and activating her DNA. At the age of 9, she was again abducted, but this time by malevolent small greys. At that time, a surgical implant was placed in her brain. The implant was to be used as a tracking device. It was at this moment that she was rescued by Nordic-type aliens. The implant could not be removed as it was surgically implanted. However, her benevolent surgical team modified the implant and attuned it so that it would not do any harm to her. Elena had no clear conscience remembrance of this. In 2018, something happened in her life which started her awakening process, and by November 2019, she was ready to find the truth. She decided to do hypnosis to get her missing memory back and asked the universe to help manifest the perfect person for her. Enter Elisa Wright. Elisa, an engineer by profession, living in Orlando, Florida, with 25 years experience in corporate America, never felt fulfilled in her job as an engineer. She started her quantum hypnosis journey 4 years ago with QHHT, and the rest, as they say, is history. In December 2019, through Alisa, Elena was able to find the truth about her abductions and heal the trauma. Through this hypnotherapy session, Elena's implant was adjusted by one of her rescuers in such a way that she is now able to have direct communication with them and the many others that are able to attune to her implant. Elena has written a book about her experience called The Gift from the Stars, which can be found on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Elena also offers readings and sessions and can be reached at contact@elenadanaan.com. And for QHHT sessions with Alisa, she can be reached through her website at quantumlifetransformations.com. So to begin with, we can start. Alisa, if you want to give us a little bit of an introduction yourself, how you got started, and then Elena will go over to you.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Shelley. As Shelley mentioned, I initially was an engineer, ended up being a project manager for 25 years in IT. And during that time, I already had started in the last 3 years, I already had started doing this on the weekends, helping people. And quantum, hypnosis is not what you think. It has the word hypnosis in it, but I don't like the word hypnosis in it because it feels like people think it's regular clinical hypnosis, and it's not. The sessions take between 3 and 4 hours. And the reason why, it's because we spend a good hour to 2 hours speaking about your life. If you have been abducted, we talk about things that have happened to you that are unexplainable. You have missing time. You think you have implants. You have special dreams. And so what basically happened is, initially when I started the sessions, I had people coming in, and this one lady came in and she's like, oh, I have missing time. And during that session, we found out that she had been abducted, and what had happened to her was that she had, for some reason, they had returned her back to the wrong place, not the same place she was abducted in. So a different side of the state. So that was what piqued my interest in continuing to do more of the alien abduction in the quantum hypnosis. So that's kind of my expertise now, is more of the alien abduction, but it has also become a way for people to find out their galactic origin and for them to get to meet their galactic family. Because many of us, believe it or not, if you are being abducted, it's for one of two reasons. If you're returned, if you're abducted for the bad reasons, you don't come back. So if you end up returning, it's because either you're being used for hybridization, for having children, or because your family is trying to heal you. It's probably some adjustment that needs to be done to your body, and they're trying to heal you. So many times people have this fear, but there's no need to be fearful. And so that's kind of where my practice has now gone to, is the finding about your galactic origins, alien abduction, and a lot of the time also life purpose. What's my life purpose? I'm tired of my corporate career. What is it I'm supposed to do? I get a lot of people that are like, I know I'm here to do something big, but I don't know what it is. And so that's also what my career has gone into. And ever since I met Elena and we realized the gift that I had opened, I seem to be some type of activator. And when people come to me after they leave, they're activated. There's something happens in their lives that really changes them. And for Elena was the connection. And so I told her that I thought this was a gift, and that I felt that we needed to show the world the gift that she had. And so that's why we started this webcast on Thursdays. And we've been very lucky that people enjoy it, and that we are helping a lot of people. So sorry that was long.
No, that was great. Thanks so much. Elena, can you introduce yourself, please? Tell us a little bit about your experience. And
I don't see her.
I see her, but she's muted. Unmute.
Okay,
there
can
you
you
go.
can you hear me now?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, sorry for that. Thank you, Shelley. You explained very well, and Elisa perfectly what happened. I am French, living in Ireland, and my profession is archaeologist. Now I'm working as a spiritual practitioner, and so I was effectively abducted by aliens since my very young age, but for different purposes. And it's a very long story, but when I was, that's why I've written a book. When I was a toddler, my first memory is as a toddler. My granny was reading me a story, a bedtime story, and I was in my cot. It was a bed with a wooden banister, and I saw this little gray being behind her in transparency coming from the wall, and I just was scared and screamed, and she couldn't see it, and she was wondering what was wrong. And later as she turned back to see, he disappeared back into the wall, and it was very weird. It was these little grays with big black eyes, and he had a silver suit. Later on, my next memory is later on, I'm floating above my bed at about a meter high from the mattress, and there's this beam of blue light, and I'm lifting in the light, and then nothing. Next memory, I fall back into my little body, and it's like falling back in, like, brutally. It was really weird, and waking me up, but I was still paralyzed. I couldn't move, and I remember I was a toddler because I couldn't express any words. I didn't know how to. I couldn't speak yet, and it was the morning, and the night had gone. So that was the first thing, and then I had other memories all along my life. There was two Nordic beings that I thought were angels that were appearing in my dreams, and I had memories of contacts as well. That's why I knew I was subject to alien contacts. There was this tall man with blonde hair who was appearing in my dreams, and as well a woman with blonde hair. She materialized in my bedroom, and she just showed the wall, and the wall became a screen, and she showed me things. And I had as well the memory of being a few seconds on board a ship, and they were there and showing me a kind of holographic map with position of stars. And then next memory, I'm in my bedroom on the floor, and I had a map of the sky open, that I had a paper map. Lucky to have that. And I was gluing stickers on it to show mark positions before I forget. And all these memories, it was really triggering me, and really yes, it was scary. It was scary. And I try to forget all of this. And in 2018, I was in this little harbor in Ireland where I live, and I was just watching the sea. It was nighttime, and I saw these two green lights passing in the sky and dancing around and going away. And in the same night, I was abducted and by these Nordics, and I was on board the ship, and they were saying to me, "We are back. We are coming back because something is going of importance is going to happen for this planet, and we're here for that." It was in 2018, and well, that was it. I decided to. No, I didn't decide yet to find a hypnotherapist, because shortly after became my awakening. I started my dark night of the soul. I suddenly switched off, and after this long process, very frightening. I didn't know what was happening to me. It was very terrifying. It seemed like a reset. I was totally reset, and I came out of the deepest darkness of the soul. I mean, all of those who have experienced that know what I'm talking about. And I awakened to who I truly am. And nearly at the end of the process of awakening, I just decided to seek help of a hypnotherapist to remember my alien abductions. And Elisa came to me. That's it. That's what I can say.
Thank you. Alisa, how common now are you finding that abductions are? Is it coming more and more to the fore? Are you finding that through your clients that it's common?
Yeah, I mean, I am noticing a lot of people joining the groups that, you know, Elena and I are in, or Elena and I met through these groups. I am noticing a lot more people joining there, and I feel that Elena really is in the forefront of giving people a reason to speak up, you know? Yeah, go ahead, Elena.
Yes, there's this sentence that really came to me, is that, you know, people always ask for disclosure. When will the government speak? Blah blah blah. I mean, all the alien abductees, they know a lot, and now my front sentence is let us stop asking for disclosure, because we are the disclosure. We know, we are contacted, we know, and all the knowledge I could gain from that, it's helping so many people. And to especially the book, they can understand who abducts them, for what reason, and as well all the star seeds are understanding who they are and who is their family and where they come from. And it's really amazing, because I think Elisa just activated me. She did something. Quantum hypnosis, it's very special, because it creates a link, it activates a link, and towards your galactic family or towards your protectors, whoever. And that really changed my life, because now I'm able to share this knowledge with people and speak out. I mean, all the data I could get, it's mind-blowing, and it's confirmed by so many other witnesses and things. So
this implant was put in by the malevolence as a tracking device.
Yes.
And it
yes.
was in hypnosis that something happened. Like, what happened, Alisa? Were you able to connect with her protector that was able to attune it to their frequency?
Basically, yeah. Basically, we saw the story of Elena being rescued and by them, and then them having the conversation of, okay, we have to do something with this implant. They tried to take it out, but they couldn't. It would kill her. So what they did is they modified it, and now they use it. And that's what we use to talk to everybody during the channelings, is this implant. So it was during the session that we saw that that implant had been restructured or re-engaged, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was during the session. I didn't do anything. All I did was, all I do is guide as things are coming to me, information's coming to me. I just guide and I ask questions that I know are channeled to me to ask. And so we were able to find out that, yes, that they had they retuned the implant for her
Elena,
when she was little.
You have a picture of that implant, don't you, in your book?
Well, yes, I have many because I'm an artist as well. So I did all the illustrations in my book. And that is one of, I wanted to show you one of the scenes of my abduction by the bad greys at the age of 9. And the guy behind is putting it in my head. And so this implant, yes, it looks like a little bean, green bean. I drew the instruments and everything. Where is it? Yeah. So yes, that's the yeah, they put it with that. And that's the instruments where they seeded something in my vagina with that. And that's the straps I had around my wrist, because when I was abducted at the age of 9, I didn't tell you the whole story because there's a lot. I woke up in my bed. Well, the night before with my granny, we saw a UFO hovering over the house, glowing orange, a big thing. And the following night, this same night, I was abducted by the small greys. That's the drawings you just saw. The following morning, and so in my memory before hypnosis, we see this UFO, and then it goes, and we go to bed. And the following morning, I get up, and I have these triangles in my wrist made by little dots, and I am bleeding enormously, and the bed is full of blood, bleeding from my vagina. And so I was 9. So that's how I woke up. And in fact, these little straps, these little dots, it's needles. It was needles. So then I remember that under hypnosis, that these little dots were in fact needles to inject a product that would reach neutralize my nervous system, that I would be paralyzed and I wouldn't feel any pain. And what I remembered under hypnosis was that I was conscious but unable to move, and it was terrifying. Yeah.
Wow. All right. Anybody have questions? I think we can open it up. Roland.
I guess you know about Alba Weinmann. I watch her videos all the time about quantum healing hypnosis, or the hypnosis what she started. It's pretty interesting there.
Yeah, I was trained by her as well. Yeah.
I tried it a couple times to get it done, but it didn't work. Every time when she want to talk to your higher self, nope, I'm still here.
Yeah. The conscious mind has to be out of the way to work, and it's very tricky when you're logical like me. I have the same problem.
Anybody else?
Stephen has his hand up, and then Kat as well.
Go ahead, Stephen.
And then Raymond.
You're muted. Can you unmute?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Question for Elena. With the experience of the grace, did you did you remember any odors, smells? So myself, I've had more than a few experiences with them.
Yes, there was not the first one because I was too small, but yes, I remember smells. The bad ones, they had a smell like a bit of ozone, or you know, like I don't know this.
Sulfur. I think I remember you said they smell like sulfur when we were doing the session.
Yes, that's it. Yes, a kind of.
Yeah, to me they said not smell more like something in the toilet. Really, I do smell them. Terrible.
Yeah, it's like kind of smell, not enjoyable at all. Yes, I
Yeah,
remember that.
very off-putting. You don't want to be near them at all.
Yeah, that's it. But one only was smelling like this. It was, I think, they were the only living entity, living person. The other ones were helper. They were synthetic life forms, and one was a normal living being, and he was smelling all right. And I think he was just a
Was this the
supervisor.
one? Was this the one with a wand in his hand?
The one, sorry.
A wand, holding a wand in his hand.
No, this was on this. No, on this drawing it was all helpers, but the one, yes, actually he passed on the inseminator, the little wand, to a helper, a synthetic one, to put in me. He brought it.
Yeah, the one I mentioned is because my experience with them was that these live ones, they carry a wand with them, and they use it to stun people. It emits a blue, very powerful blue light from one end. They point it at your brain, and that knocks you out.
Okay. No, I haven't experienced that. You know, there's so many species as well, you know, who perform abduction, so they have, I suppose, different techniques.
Yeah, but this is the same gray ones they were talking about.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's my experience with them. But you know, there've been some other nasty stuff that has happened. But yeah, thanks anyway.
Wow. Yeah, it's very frightening. There are many different species. They are the ones from Zeta Reticuli, or Reticuli, I don't know what you say. And they are the ones, they are called Solipsirae. That's the small ones. And there's as well tall ones. Some are called Mitra. Mitra, it's the ones who are tall gray, who are wrinkled and looking very hateful and scary. Angry.
They have an angry disposition. Yes, I remember.
Oh my God, these ones, they are really, really horrible.
Yeah, you see, I was in Area 51.
Oh my God, really?
For a while, and yeah, the people there.
Yes.
Don't ever look at them in the face.
Wow.
They will try to extract control you.
Wow.
And if they want something, they don't ask for it. They just try to grab it from you.
Yes, that's it. Oh, you met some of them then?
Oh yes, too many.
Yes. Oh really?
They also try to harm me quite badly one time.
Yes, they're very aggressive, aren't they?
Yes, well, I'll call them evil, really.
Evil, yes, evil. You think evil inhabits them? It's that there's no hope. That the pure emanation of evil. That's how they look like, and the feel of them, isn't it?
Yes, they have the aura.
Yeah.
They have the aura within them, yeah, around them, rather. And you just feel it. Keep your distance.
Yeah. Oh my God. So that's very interesting that you work there. So then, yeah.
Kat had a question.
Yes, I remember. Well, by the way, Stephen, it's interesting. So you work physically there, or you like you just got out from your body?
No, physical. I was part of the Air Force.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they were developing something called battle by thought systems.
Okay,
So,
okay.
flying and weaponry. So the trouble with that system is that it requires a lot of gamma waves from the brain. Very strong, very definite gamma waves. And if you use artificial means, unfortunately, the pilots won't last very long. Because the brain will just turn into mush. They used me because I had very natural gamma. In place of alpha, I have a lot of gamma.
Mm-hmm. Do you get to work with alien technology, or?
I guess this was alien technologies, which was backward engineered into a F-15F. So when I got into the plane, the rear pilot seat area was covered with electronics. And so when I'm flying, they put this helmet on me with things sticking out of it. And that's what they used to measure the brainwaves for. And what we found was that simulated flights are never near as fast as if efficient. So I had to do the actual flights, actual battle sequences and such. And they found that was actually over 100 times faster than any computer. Our brains are incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, well, interesting. I wouldn't want to participate in any of these weird things.
I was a very young man. I was sent there by my prime minister, and that's
Yeah.
you got to do what you got to do.
What? Oh, sorry, I intervene. What was the shape of the ship you're talking about, please?
Oh, the
Stephen?
plane. What, their ship or?
The ship that was using this technology that you were experimenting?
Oh, no, this is a human plane.
Okay.
Fighter plane. What we call an F-15. They will call it F-15 Eagle.
Okay. Thank you.
Kat, did you had a question for our guests?
Yeah, so someone told me once, like recently, I had 2 implants, and I was thinking these things come with a contract, or do you have to have a contract before coming here, or how is it going? Elena, do you remember having a contract, being implanted?
So I know you can have make a contract or not. There are two solutions, and that occurs that I didn't myself made an agreement for that. You can, before incarnating, make an agreement that you will experience this for your own learning and evolution, and you will experience that. That didn't work. I didn't do that. There is so many abductees every day. These people are not all having made agreements, so there are so many abductions for different purposes, and it's just bad luck.
Do you remember having some good results from these implants, or only just bad stuff?
Yes, good result, because the one I have in my head, so the one that was put by the zeta rays and retuned to the frequency of my Nordic protectors, this one I use it for communication, and it works by emotional impulse. When I have a surge of emotion, it activates it, and they can monitor me and check if everything's all right. But they can as well also monitor me without me knowing. I have a way, they showed me a way to activate it. So I gather all my energy. I try to gather most energy as possible anywhere in my body and send it to the implant as a ball of energy. And mm, stronger until I hear click. It's not very agreeable, but it clicks like you know, when you plug a microphone in a machine. That's this sound, this static sound, and then it's activated. I can do it myself, but I have other ways of communicating with them. But that's it. And I have been put another second implant a few months ago in my shoulder by still this time my benevolent friends, as an extra protection, because I was writing this book and I needed really to be extra protected because the information I was disclosing was like bomb. So one of my protectors, he asked, that's it, that's I feel it now. He asked me if I was all right. He materialized one night at the edge of my bed, and he asked me if I was okay, if I would like to, and explained to me. So I said yes. So I turned my back, and he put his hand on my shoulder, and I fell asleep. They have this way of just putting you to sleep by kind of energy. I don't know how to do that. And I woke up in the morning. In my shoulder, I had 3 dots, and with a bit of blood and a kind of a bruise in the middle. And when I contact with him later, he explained to me it was like a triangulation. It was interdimensional implant, that there was nothing in my physical plane, but because of the 3 dots, they created something. He could put something in another density, or I don't know exactly the technology. And I mean, if you slice me with a knife, you find nothing. That's what I mean. And so this is protecting me, and he's checking me out. I mean, like at least 10 times a day. I feel it because it's itchy. And now it's like 6 months ago he did that, and it's itchy. And so now it's a game. When I feel it, I say, hi. And he's just checking me out, and as an extra protection, because that came after when I was writing my book. My computer just froze, and all my data was someone remotely took over my computer, and all my data, my book I was writing, my text, suddenly switched into binary code, like, and I managed to save my work. But that's why they put me this extra implant.
So do you sense that they have a control over your mind with some thoughts or emotions, or is just monitoring you physically and
monitoring me? Yeah, monitoring me and making sure I'm not attacked or bothered, or they're trying to get at me. It's a protection, and as it's a constant communication. I feel it now. It's itchy.
Yeah. So what is the what do you think was supposed to be the outcome of this whole implant story?
Yes, hybridization, fertilization. It's monitoring all the implants the grace put in us when you are in a process. It's like chipping. You chip your pet, your dog or your cat, to know where he is, and if you lose it, you know where he is. It's the same thing. And they have my friends show me they have kind of a way of looking at a holographic map of the earth, and they have all the dots with all the implants. They know where people are, and there's energy signature for each of them, and with data as it's like it's like we do with pets. It's the same. So it was to chip me a tracker. That's what a tracker.
Okay. Like a GPS. They GPSed you.
Yeah. That's it.
I saw just a second. I saw in the chat. I from cat to all, and it seemed like I sent all the stuff. I didn't send anything. I don't know what's happening.
We have
Maybe
two
something.
cats. We have another cat here as well.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
All right.
I think
Thank
Raymond's up
you.
next.
Go ahead, Raymond.
Wow. While you were explaining things, Elena, I was getting visions, conceptive visions of things. That was rather interesting. I've only seen when back in the 80s in Ottawa on Charlotte Street, walking towards the end of Charlotte Street before the bridge that changes to Montreal Road. And there was big black clouds, thunder clouds coming in. And I got off a bus and I looked up because I enjoy storms. And I looked at the clouds and there was 5 round circles. There were 1, 2, 3, and they were orange, like the sun orange. And when I saw them, the moment I saw them, I was going to tell someone that was with me to look up, but at the same time, I perceived that they detected my awareness through my consciousness that I had spotted them and they just completely disappeared. So that's my experience. Oh, there she is. That's my experience with spotting extraterrestrials. And my question is that with your experiences with these downloads, these individuals that said that they indicated that the planet is going through some kind of a said process. And I was wondering that, did you have any information as to what or where we are going in through this process?
Yes, it's a natural evolution of the planet and every living forms on it, that they need to intervene to speed it up, because we have parasites, we have reptilian and gray species working for a very long time with our governments, and this is being that there's a battle going on that we barely see, but it's the last war for for humanity. It's being nervous saying that because I know it's very huge, and they came back to help to this shift, to that, to make sure that we would make it. They always say we are not here to save us, we are here to help us saving yourselves. They are here like holding the space, holding our back and our backs, and fighting for us and helping in the cleansing. And so this shift is about us, humanity, getting rid of these parasites and resetting our own society into the future that we are entitled to, because we've been dispossessed of our rights, our future. For the moment, we've lost a century. We've lost a century since Tesla work was stolen and shut down, and we are maintained in a state of illusion and slavery and mind control, to be used as slaves and trading material. And it's the moment when we are getting out of it, and we are supposed to they are very positive, they are very hopeful, and they know they know we are going to make it. That is why they are here. My protector, one of my protectors, always says, if we had no hope that you will make it, no assurance that you would make it, we wouldn't be here. It would be defeated. But because we come and we fight for us and we put our own lives at risk, it's because we know it's worth it and you're gonna make it, otherwise we wouldn't. That's what I'm told. So it's the great shift to the new level of humanity, the new paradigm.
And just a quick question is that this transition that we are going through on Earth, is that being assisted for the purpose of kind of like setting a precedent as to other worlds with these invading things that are trying to destroy us, like the cabal?
Yes, it's exactly that. It's helping us getting rid of what we call the cabal or the deep state, or all these names. Yes, this it's the same thing. It's a thing. It's the military, industrial, extraterrestrial complex as well. It's all these things that maintains us as slave. They don't want our parasites, I call them like that. These beings in alliance with our secret government. They don't want us to evolve. They want us to stay dumb, and they try to dumb us, to divide us, to create dissensions and conflicts between us, between minorities, etc., to confuse our minds with fake problems and illusion, and then we don't focus on what's really important and what's happening. They want to keep us as dumb and obedient as possible. And now it's their last chance. It's the last jolt of the beast. It's their last chance to win over to a dystopian future. And we are not letting that happen, and they are our allies and don't want to let that happen as well. They want to help us evolve to a free planet. And so, and the parasites we have here, it's their enemies as well. So there are agreements. There's something that's sometimes I hear, but why don't they come and they just laser shoot all the baddies, the reptilians, and that's not. There are agreements that the governments made on Earth with the baddies, and these agreements, it was very, very well done. It's very clever. When you make an agreement with somebody, the other person say yes, you can, and a third party cannot intervene because there's an agreement between two. What I'm talking about is the agreements that have been made in the 1950s, early 1950s, notably with the American government, to trade human material against technology. And I'm not the best place to talk about that. Maybe Stephen probably knows better than me about all these things. That's just what I humbly know. And then because of these agreements, our allies have difficulty to intervene, so they do it differently. They do it their way. But that's what I would. And as well, they have a law of non-interference, which is very important. So they try to get around that.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Elena.
Elena?
Yes?
Deb,
I have a question. I know I missed a few minutes. I would like to know, is that possible for you to name the race who actually is your protector?
Yes, sure. It's different people. There's a lot of Pleiadians, but so my main protector, the man who rescued me, who really took me off the ship of the Greys and took me in his arms and rescued me, he's from the Pleiades, from a star. They have different names. So we know the star by Taygeta, but they call it Ashara. So he's Pleiadian. And there are other ones from his crew. One is from Epsilon Eridani in the Eridan constellation. Another one, the woman, she's from Sirius B. They're all part of a federation of worlds. And there's as well the being who's looking after my bloodline. That's another topic. That's two different groups of aliens. Very benevolent, tall gray, because all the grays are not bad. He's from Orion. Not everyone is bad in Orion as well. He's from a star called Mesa, and his race is Egaroth. Very wise old beings.
Thank you very much, Elena. That was nice.
Deb, where are you, Deb? Oh, there you are. I think you had a question. And then Ava.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Deb. You're muted. You have to unmute. Thanks.
Okay, I can hear a dog. No, it's my. Okay. Hi, Elena.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, I have a question. Actually, this is about something that my brother experienced. And he was about 13 years old, and this happened about a year after he had a very traumatic experience with a wild animal on a camping trip. Very traumatic, but I won't go into that. About a year later, he was not asleep. He was half sitting up in bed. And he said it began with flashing lights and a lot of noise. And he said a being came through his wall. And it was so tall that it had to stoop. And he always said it was blue, only more recently he says blue-gray. So I don't know. And he says that it only looked at him very closely. It just looked at him, observed him. And he was frozen, paralyzed with fear. And then it went away. And he has never gotten over that. And I feel that it was benevolent, but I'm just wondering what you have to say about that.
I see Elisa nodding her head. We think about the same thing. Do you think about Arcturian, Elisa, as well? Yes. Was that coming after a bad experience with a wild animal?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you saved him. Maybe.
Okay, yeah, maybe.
What do you think, Elisa?
I think he came to see how he was doing, to check on him. But when we're children, we see these things we don't recognize and immediately we go into fear. But if it was blue, as far as I know, there aren't any bad blue beings.
No.
All the blue ones are the higher echelon, the higher dimensions, densities, they're up there.
Okay, I think he may have been shadowed by two though, because he was also almost like haunted or hunted. It didn't matter how remotely he lived. He kept having missing time. And so I think there may have been two things going on. Yeah. And now that he's in his 50s, he's starting to feel angry that they didn't do more to guide him through his life. So, yeah. And if I can ask another one really quickly, my son, when he was about 10 years old, we were living in a small town in southern Alberta, and he was riding his bike with two friends, and he said that they looked up and it looked like a cloud coming, like what Raymond mentioned, except he said, and he just told me about this recently because he knows I'm into all this stuff. And he said, but it was like this giant cellophane blob or something. And it was like with iridescent colors, but it kept changing shape. And then it just disappeared.
Well, I know the reason for the cloud forming around the ship, because one of my rescuers showed me how a lot of things about ship technology, how to pilot, and he told me that there's a way of they have different way of moving a ship, and when they are in slow travel, they don't travel far, they just local travel. They create an energy field around the ship that shifts the air around, not the air, or the space continuum around, and it works like hovering, and it's a distortion field. And when you are in an atmosphere where it's damp, it creates condensation. So that's why often there are clouds around ship. It's the condensation. And ship may be cloaked. It doesn't matter. It still works. It's still making condensation. That's what I know about it.
Hey, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks. Eva, you're up.
Yes, hi Elena.
Hi.
I have, two quick and very easy questions. After getting those implants, were you able to have children of your own?
So I haven't been able to have children of my own, not because of the implants, because the implants are just trackers and monitoring devices. I wasn't able to have children because of the hybridization process that they started in my womb, but they didn't finish because I was rescued in the process. So it has nothing to do with the implants.
I thought it was another implant, over there. So.
Oh no, I don't have implants inside. I have one in my head and one in my shoulder. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And the next question, from your pictures in the book and from other depiction of how star people look like, I always noticed they wear very tight uniforms, most of them. Have you ever questioned them about this, like why the tightness is needed, and do they wear it 24/7, or how does it work? Because we need to function.
Right, we need to go to the bathroom, right?
It depends. There are different types of uniforms. Some uniforms are just a skin, an extra skin, and it's to protect the body, or sometimes, so it's either to protect the body against I don't know, like an armor. So either to allow them to shift their vibration to shift into some other density. That's very complicated, but they do that. So I can't. So it's tied to the body because it's practical. It's just practical. It's like, it must be like a second skin. I can tell you about the uniforms of the what we call the Pleiadians, but there are different races there. So the Nordic Pleiadians, the Ahil from Taygeta. When they go out, I've noticed 3 types of uniforms they have. When they're not on duty, but they need to wear a uniform, because they don't wear always a uniform. When they need to wear a uniform because they are like on the station or a mothership, it's like it's made by very resistant fabric, but it's fabric. When they are on duty, like war or fight or traveling, they wear a different uniform, which is kind of a body armor, and it is absolutely, you can't destroy it, you can't pierce it. It's like it's shimmering, because you would wonder why it's shimmering, but I touched it. I know. First time I had contact with it, it's like very rough, and it's like very, very rough fabric. And then I was explained, look better, and it's tiny particles of metal that are welded together, and on it's like a metallic fabric, little sparkles of metals. That's why it shimmers, and that is absolutely resistant to everything. And there's another large suit that they can put on the top of that, which is not tied to the body, but it's like it resembles to our cosmonaut suits, astronaut suit. It's white, and this that is an environment suit, and where they wear the helmet with it and gloves. They're totally protected, and that allows them to go on outside on different environments, but it allows them as well to shift densities and dimensions with these suits. That's what I know.
But it
Elena?
seems that all of them have like perfect bodies, you know, so do they create these bodies like you know, they're all slim and all well built and
And beautiful.
and beautiful.
There are different races. Some are using synthetic bodies, some are shape-shifting. For the race I was talking about, the Pleiadians from blonde
But
Nordic.
you haven't seen obese people.
No, I haven't, but I haven't seen everyone. But no, it's genetic. I've asked. No, I know it's genetic, because they're very good in genetic manipulation. So they enhanced their genome to be healthy. It's what they eat as well, to be healthy and strong, and it's and practical. So they.
Excuse me, Elena.
Sorry?
Yes. Do you know Emery Smith?
No.
He's an American who used to be in the military in the States, and he did a lot of trip out of the earth.
Yeah.
And he's actually he's been working with Dr. Greer, Stephen Greer.
Yes.
And he says those suits exist actually on Earth.
Yes.
I don't know if he was working for a corporation or the good military, but that's exactly what it says. It says the suit exists, and he has to wear it when they had missions. Sometimes they had to go to Mars or some other place. He had to wear that suit.
Wow.
Because it protects you from everything. He didn't say any detail of it, but he mentioned that.
Yeah.
So I know it exists actually.
Yeah, because you have, of course, races who share technology with us. Huh? Absolutely.
Well, he did so many experience. He was experiencing. It probably connect to the genetic, and he was experiencing over 3,000 different species. Sometime he was working with aliens too. So I don't know which corporation he was working with, but these corporations actually employ those military who actually was very how you say, knowledge about medical, chirurgy, everything. And that's exactly what he was saying. So it already exists.
I know there is the corporate of Altair, which are blonde humanoids, which are not friends of our species, but they work in secret with some governments, sharing technology, and they collaborate to space programs, and there are contingents of military. I know people that work with them on other planets out of world.
Exactly.
So that would be Altair, and their symbol is a triangle with three rounds. So that would be if this person sees that on uniforms, that's Altair. So that's not very good. They want to weaponize Terran Earth military before they rise to consciousness and they become good, because then if they do that before, they have the armies of Earth with them against the good one.
Actually, Emmer Smith is the good guys because he just got out of the military. And as he shut his mouth, he didn't have any trouble. But as soon as he says something, they threat him. So that's why he came public to disclosure all those things.
Yeah.
So he's from the he's on Facebook. If you want to reach, that name Corey Good, you will have many detail.
Okay.
And I
Thank you
have a
very much.
question also. Thank you, ma'am. I have a question for Elisa. Actually, I remember having an accident, and I've been protected by a they surround me with a big blue bubble. I couldn't get any. I just got out the car. I was so calm, and I was protected. It just kicked, but I wasn't hurt at all. So I wonder which dimensions they're coming from.
Well, if they're light beings, what do you think, Elena? Ninth? No, seventh.
Seventh starts to, yes, I think I would be between 7 and 9. Yes, that with our experience with different contacts.
Yeah, with what we know, which is not much.
Wow.
Yes, yeah.
Kathleen, you had a question? You have to unmute. Thanks.
Oh, there we go. Yes, please. I was going to ask about the differences in our dimensional realities. We're in 3D or 4D or somewhere in between 3 and 5. I guess we're all working toward getting to the 5th, I understand. And some of these ET beings are that and higher. Is it hard on them to come down to where they can interface with us? Or do we move up and interface with them, or is it not even a problem? I just wondered how we get over the dimensional horizons, I suppose, so that we can actually communicate physically with ETs.
What I can say is that they can downgrade and materialize change the density downgrade, but they don't like to do that because it's not good for them, and they do it when they have to do their job, like rescuing people like they did to me, but they rather us to rise our vibration and go to meet them, because that's the point of the game. That's what I would say, but they can change density.
I just want to jump in here and say, Dawn in the chat just said you need to increase your frequency.
Yeah, this is it. They rather us doing it than them coming down, So
when you are abducted, are they taking you into their frequency, or how does that?
I think that's what happened, because they rescued me. When they rescued me, they were, it was on the 3rd density plane, and they were wearing these environment suits that they could shift density. Then they brought me on board their ship, and I suppose, shift into their density, which is the 5th. Because we went through like a vortex of stars and lights when we changed ship, we beamed on board their ship, and but it was more than beaming up. There was like kind of vortex, and what I understand now is that it may have been the difference of density, the shift. And then on board their ship, they removed their suit, their environmental suit. So I think that's what happened.
Did you feel differently in that other frequency? Could you tell, or did it feel odd?
Calmer, more relaxed, and okay, the temperature was warmer, of course, but you're more relaxed, and when you are in this frequency, you feel differently. There are feelings like you really see it's part of the monkey mind that are not there anymore, like super fright or I don't know. You feel good. You feel good. You feel relaxed. I would say relaxed and in peace. Peace. Wow. That's
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Kathleen. Roland, you are up.
After Roland, I want to jump in for Daisy, and then and Stephen and Kat want to jump in as well.
Okay, and Deb also has another question.
Awesome.
Go ahead, Roland.
No, let Daisy go and Stephen, and then me.
Okay, okay, okay. Daisy? Can't hear you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
I'm just wondering, in terms of archaeology and then Druidry, I just like, because you mentioned in like the maps, like it's like seemed like astrocartography. So just curious, it's just like are the experiences I guess we chose before we awakened, like they were helpful, and I'm just like wondering how it was helpful to Elena. Yeah, or like, and then like, are there equivalents like on like in the Pleiades or wherever star systems, do they have like forms of archaeology and like Druidry as well? Is it kind of the same?
Oh yes, I see your question. Yes. No, archaeology doesn't come. In fact, that was my work. That's my work for a long time, but it doesn't come in the picture of all these events. It's just a job I'm doing beside, and it didn't really help or it's didn't interfere or brought new elements. I just know a lot about ancient cultures, which helps me keep my feet grounded, and I've been working for a scientific company for a very long time, so for the French government. So that helped me in a way to keep my brain grounded and pragmatic and objective, and like with a scientific mind, that I never went like new agey floating. That helped me in this way. Now, do they have archaeology? I don't know. Question to ask them. I don't know. I don't know if it answers your question.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Who was after Daisy, Phil?
Well, if I may quickly say something, that ancient building race, they left lots of archaeological ruins all over on every planet, including our moon. So there is lots to discover, and we've been told that in time we will be tourists traveling and discovering these places. So it's very interesting. They're mostly made of crystalline material that is translucent. It's partially glass. Aluminum is in it, and it's extremely, extremely strong. And there are some photographs from our moon with tall towers. Some were fallen, some are still standing in this crystalline form, and it's breathtaking. And I should say that it's really, really sad that we've been deprived of this knowledge and all the other information throughout the years. But there is also hope, you know, it's coming. So maybe we'll learn everything in 1 hour. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ava. So who we have in queue at the moment, so we've heard from Kat and Stephen. We will get to them. We'd like to hear from the East Coast and speak to Jocelyn.
Wow, thank you very much for all of this. I thought we were tapping into a program on Druidry. So this is just like, oh my goodness. I've had encounters over the years, but I could never figure out, I still can't figure out what kind of visitations what I've been having, because I didn't see anything. And the first time that I noticed anything, I was probably about 12 years old, and I was outside in the evening, and there were three lights, you know, lined up over the horizon. And I think that was at the same time as we had an event here in Shag Harbor. I'm in Nova Scotia. And so when I was 19, I had a sleep paralysis experience, and that happened twice. And I woke up totally paralyzed, and I was in a state of panic because I could feel a being coming in through my crown, and my energy body was probably pushed out maybe a foot by the time that I was aware that something was happening. And so I just, I had my eyes shut tight. So even if there had been something there, I probably wouldn't have seen it. So that happened on two consecutive nights. And I was so terrified for months and months and months. I had to sleep with the light on. And so since then, I've had a couple more encounters, and once there was a being, I heard it walking down the hallway, came through my bedroom door, and jumped, straddled me, and was trying to choke me. And so I recited every prayer I had been taught as a child, and the thing left. And a few years later, maybe 10 years ago now, I was driving at night, and on the passenger side of my car, all of a sudden this pillar of light showed up. It was probably about 6 feet tall, maybe a foot and a half in diameter, and it kept pace with me in my car. It was stayed alongside my car, going exactly at the same speed as I was going, and then it just vanished. So I've never been able to figure out whether these were entities or were they extraterrestrial beings. Are you getting any insight at all into what possibly could have been happening?
I can say first what I think. What you said first looked like, seemed to me from my experience, entities, not extraterrestrials. Yes. Entity possession, and like the place you were living at that time was haunted, but badly, but as well entities that had to do something with you, probably something karmic. I don't know. There are maybe so many reasons. Entities. Entities. What do you think, Elisa?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah. Not the light being, obviously.
No.
Yeah, the others. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead. Elena, go right ahead.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to make sure that Jocelyn was fine now, and these things are not happening to her anymore.
I haven't had any physical invasions, but at night outside, you know, I've had strange sounds like beeping sounds, strange sounds out in the yard. And this summer there was a light that came in front of my window and just it was a ball of light and it just zoomed past. But other than that, it's, but I really get creepy. I get really creeped out. And I live alone and I'm in a wooded area. So I do set protection around myself usually before I go to sleep every night. I'd had an experience, maybe 15 years ago now, in my sleeping dream state, where aliens of some kind came to me, and they threw. It was a disc probably about this big, and it was black, a very shiny black disc, and they threw it at me, and it hit me here on the side of my forehead, and it bounced off and shattered. And I don't know what that was about.
Well, those are the kind of things we usually find out during a quantum session.
Yeah.
All those things. That's the beauty of it. You're able to go into and connect to the collective consciousness and find out answers to anything.
Yeah, I think that would be the thing to do, really.
Yeah.
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 Thank you.
Very interesting indeed. Okay, so before we get to some wonderful pictures from Roland, we are going to take a couple more questions. Kat, are you there? Do you have another question? Yes, no?
Which cat?
Not you.
Robert.
Yeah. No, Robert has a question? Yeah. Robert, thank you, Louise. Robert, go ahead.
I think then Stephen and Deb has a question.
Beautiful.
I have a question regarding the implants and the ability of modern medicine to be able to detect them. And my question is regarding my CAT scans and MERs and a variety of other different things. They located some black spots on the top of my spinal cord and down my spinal cord. But first they said it was cancer, and they gave me all sorts more tests, but they never really came up with any answers to what they were, because they discounted the cancer elements like melanoma, multiple myeloma, and carcinoma. So they scared the shit out of me, but they never identified what they were. They just said, I got referred to a variety of different specialists, and eventually to an internal specialist who was really good. But he said, well, we'll just monitor it. And isn't it great that if it is cancer, we detected it early, but then they really didn't do any follow-up, and that was like 5 or 6 years ago. So it's like, what's the point of early detection if they just ignore you? So my question is, has medicine or medical techniques been used on you, Elena, to identify the object in your brain? And have they ever said what it was, or did they just said, oh, well, isn't that an interesting anomaly?
Well, when after my abduction at the age of 9, when they put it on, I had tremendous headaches, and it was really horrible, and it lasted for a while. So they did many exams on me, everything possible at the time, and CAT scan, everything, IRM, MRI, and anything, nothing, absolutely nothing. They saw nothing, and there was this pulsing, woo, 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 and it was really, really strong. And then nobody had ever found anything. And when I was explained that it's transdimensional, it's on another plane of frequency, so it's not the same density of matter, so it cannot be detected or seen by any 3D medical instruments.
One more question. I noticed when I was about in grade 11, I started getting migraines and auras. Did you start getting auras and migraine headaches about the same time you felt the activation of the implants and maybe the connection with other ETs?
Odors, you mean smells?
Well, for me, it's auras. Like, it's like looking at gasoline and water, and it just goes around my eyes, and it's not very nice. But anyhow, I was just wondering if I was getting the auras and the migraines when I was getting connected with possibly an ET or something.
Oh, when I get a connection or disconnected, I have, as well as I hearing their voice, as I'm connected to one, so it's really not connected to the vague. It's with one person, so I feel the feelings of this person. I see visions, or sometimes I can tune to look through his eyes and I see what he sees. That's how he shows me stuff, and I've seen a lot of things. So visions, sounds, smells sometimes as well, and emotions. But you know, they have a way of telepathy communication. They have a range that is not the same range as our normal thoughts. That means when you're in telepathic contact with someone, the ones I'm in contact with, it's protected. It's like, if I want, they cannot read my thoughts unless I allow it. It's not the same range as mind reading or mind control or whatever. It's a different range of communication. I can't explain it better because I don't know more how techniques of it.
It's more of an intuitive type of understanding and connection and communication versus speaking.
Yes, but I hear voices as well, as clearly, and this implant works as a translator as well. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Kat, we missed you last time. Do you want to get in on this time? Are you back again? Kat, are you there?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. For Elena, are you able to tap into some of their technologies, or the idea is to have a group here in CC that focuses eventually on developing some basic free energy devices.
Totally. I've been shown devices like this to produce free energy, and they use crystals, and they hoover there's a universal energy that is present in the void all around us, in the space continuum, in the void. It's filled with energy, and this energy can be hoovered and harvested in devices. And these devices, the ones have been shown, it's like pyramids. And it's funny, I just had channeling earlier on, and the being was talking about that as well, where these devices, so it's the shape of a pyramid because it's the proportions are like generator of energy. And so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show you a picture I put in my book that I've done from such things that have been shown. Here we go. I don't know if you will see it best. So I don't know if you see it. That's what have been shown. There's so it's under a pyramid. There's a crystal in the center, or anything that can harvest and store energy. Okay, all around there are different type of crystals that are paired with devices that send impulse of energy, any kind of energy. And I don't know, these crystals harvest the little ones around. They put 6 in a pyramid, square pyramid. They put 6 and it harvests this universal energy that is in the void, and it sends it in the center at a certain angle that is that goes into this central crystal, and the pyramidion gathers the energy, and on the pyramidions are plugged either physically, either quantumly connected by resonance, an energy system to provide then energy, to distribute this energy. That's what have been shown in visions, in conscious travel by consciousness with one of the beings that I'm connected with, which is 9th density. And he showed me by quantum travel by consciousness, different places in the galaxy where these devices are used. And we had the same on Earth, and that's been deactivated. And the free energy, that's our next step, and we should have had it, what I'm told, a very long time ago. Tesla got it. It was ready. It was nearly operational, and but of course the military industrial complex just eradicated it. They say they've tried, they say to me, they've tried to, these goodies, to contact governments, to convince governments to change and to just go ahead with free energy, because we speak about that. They know they were more interested by wars, and they made agreements with other ETs, other bad groups, to develop weapons, etc. So they start then to give the information to all the scientists they could, engineers, scientists, and these people were like killed, or family killed, or that's what's happening very bad. So now they changed technique. They are giving this knowledge by download to as much people as they can. Everywhere on Earth, they are passing on this knowledge by visions. I got it. I put it in my book. Many people have this kind of blueprints of devices, and we need to be attentive when we know we are receiving downloads, to just try to figure it out, note, draw, and try to find engineers or technicians. And we are given this knowledge because it's our right. So that's why I can say myself about my own experience with it.
That was wonderful. I think, Stephen and Debbie, if you can hold on for 1 second, I think it's almost important that we go to Roland to show what he has, because it might tie in to what we were just speaking about. Roland, would you like to go ahead?
Awesome, perfect.
Roland? Did we lose Roland? Is Roland gone? That's weird.
Looks
He'll be
like
back. In that case, we will keep the suspense going. And Stephen, you've been patient again. Thank you.
Hi. Hi. You can hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Again, question for Elena. Now, I got very curious of your journey up the frequency ladder, I would say, or maybe you already had that born into you. Now, why I'm curious is because as a child, I could see many things that people do not see. Like even today, for example, if I see a spaceship going through the sky a little bit, I can point it out to people. They don't see it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, they can use telescopes, binoculars, whatever. They don't see it, and yet I see it flying around, doing whatever it does. Okay,
Yeah.
then lower down, let's see on the ground that we are in. Do you notice other beings with it around you?
Yes,
Because
sometimes.
I see animals, I see beings crossing my vision. Sometimes they're human-like, other times they're definitely not human-like, because I'm seeing into the fourth, what Simon Parks would be saying, the fourth dimensional beings.
Yes.
They can be really nasty to look at.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of them. Some with tails, some with no tails. Many of them have claws, long teeth, whatever it is. And another thing that's gone very interesting for me was also this. The traffic lights that we see, you know, let's say the green light, for example. I don't just see green. I see green, blue, purple, maybe some yellows coming from one source, one light. It's getting, it's a little bit confusing sometimes whether I'm supposed to stop or go. Even
Purple,
the reds,
what's that?
not really red. Even the reds are not really red to me, because they are, I see black, pink, orange, you know, even a lemonish type color coming out of the red, which is very confusing. Like I said, you know, it's like things don't seem the same anymore. The sky, what I know used to be very, very much even indigo at night, it's not anymore. In fact, it's almost Prussian blue, you know, rather than indigo. The normal sky, the sun, for example, color of the sun, I notice it's a lot whiter than before. By comparison to, because I mean, I flew quite a bit up in the sky. There you can't help but see a lot of sun. It's a lot more golden at the time. That was like, you know, 40 years ago. But today, when I look at the sky, I look at the sun, it's like, it's a little bit whitish. More white than any other color. So have you noticed any of these changes around like that?
Yes, now that you say it, yes, I noticed the sun is whiter. I have shamanic abilities. I see ghosts, I see spirits, and I see the fourth density beings, such as I live in Ireland. So there's so many fourth density beings here, like we call them fairies or elves, or I see them. I see them passing in my house because I live in a place where there are
Yes,
plenty.
yes, I do see a lot of them too, out in the forest.
Yes, because I have this ability to see them, so it's easier for me. I'm an easier subject for extraterrestrial contacts, of course, it's easier. And yes, I totally, I'm like you. And with the UFOs, it's the same, because they are in a higher frequency and then we don't see them. But if we rise our frequency, and we open our consciousness and we rise our frequency, we start to see them, because we see at the same range, you know. And there are some beings, extraterrestrial beings I've seen when I'm at my level, third density level. I see them like light beings, transparent shapes, like bit informal. And if I rise my frequency, I start to see features and I start to see them really nearly physically. That's a question of frequency to the perception.
I mean, did you ever try communicating? Because I found that I can telepathically communicate with them.
Yes, well, I mean, you mean with the fairies or these beings, the spirits?
All these beings, all of them.
Yeah,
Really.
all these beings. Yes, yes, and
and they notice me.
Yes, it's a language of the heart. It's a language by feelings. It's my alien protectors, they call it the true language. It's a language of the heart. It's not verbal. It's emotional. It's quite difficult to describe. Yes, the same way I can connect with trees or nature, for instance, you know, animals.
Excellent. That was wonderful. So a couple more. We are nearing the 2-hour mark. If we can get a few more in here, I'm sure that would be great. Deb, you wanted to jump in here again, and I think Kathleen had her hand up as well. and then Ava wants to jump in after Kathleen, and then if Louise, did you have your hand up too? No, good. And then Raven. Okay, so hold on. We
Roland is back.
Yeah, I saw Roland. I want to get in Roland at least last. I would love to have them have a look at Roland's pictures. So Deb, Kathleen, Ava, and Kat in Ontario would like to say something as well. So go ahead.
Okay, thanks. Okay, Elena, I wasn't going to ask this, but I've been encouraged to, so I will. And actually now, because of the conversation, I'm feeling it. I started having some sort of disparaging physical symptoms. So I was looking for alternative healing practitioners, which led me to someone who did body talk, and she was a shaman. And she was working on me, and she was insisting that there was something here that was really bothering her. And I let her know that I was aware of it. I knew there was something there inside. And, but I didn't really know what it was. And she was sort of determined to do something with it. And the very next day, after she had done whatever she was doing, I had a brain hemorrhage. So sometimes you have to be careful who you let mess around with what might be in your head. And then this is like 4 or 5 years later, I run into an old friend of mine who is also a shaman. And right away she said to me, she said, Deb, that was a repair. That was a repair. And she broke the repair.
Oh,
so
shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, shit's right. Yeah. So I just wanted to say that if anyone has or feels that they might have an implant or something, be careful who you go to and what they do to it.
Yes.
And I don't know if you have anything that you would say about that.
Yeah, very good point. And when you go to a practitioner, and you need to be really sure of the capability of this practitioner, because do not let anyone just do this kind of things. It's very can put your life in danger. So there are very good implants as well. I mean, it's not because you have something that it's bad. What do you
Yeah,
think?
I was in intensive care for a week, so it's very serious. That if you have or think you have something, yeah, careful who you let work on it energetically, because it was only energetic work, but that's powerful stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Excellent, Deb. Thank you. Kathleen, you are up.
This is just very quick. I wanted to say thank you to those that mentioned that the sun looked very white. I've been alarmed by how white the sun is, frightened even, and I'm really happy I'm not the only one seeing that. Everyone I've mentioned it to around me here thinks it's just normal, but I think it just looks so white, bright, hot. Thank you. I just wanted to say that I see it too. Thank you.
Excellent. All right, Ava, you're up.
Okay. I have a question. What can your higher spirit heal in you, and what can they not?
Elisa.
So they can heal everything except anything that is a contract related item. So in the end is really based on your belief. What is it that you believe? If you believe that anything is possible, then anything is possible. We are able to regrow limbs if we believe that we could regrow limbs. Just like a lizard, you cut the tail and it grows right back. We have the exact same ability, but we don't believe it, so it never happens. And so when we have had miraculous, what we would call miraculous healings from quantum hypnosis. Stage 4 cancer, somebody who's in hospice, and the next day they walk away and they survive it because it's been completely healed. Or growing cartilage on a knee, which doctors say it's impossible. So really, truly, everything is possible. It's just based on your belief and what you think you can do. But really, truly, anything, as long as it's not a contract. So if you contracted to come in and have cancer, then they're not going to heal that.
Ah, okay. And the contract is made when?
When
at the beginning?
Yeah, when you're right before you incarnate, you sit down and you figure out what it is you want to learn in this lifetime. And then it's based on that.
So let's say when I had my cancer, it means it wasn't in contract. I just got it.
It could have been. No, it could have been because you needed to learn the lesson on healing, or you needed to learn a lesson on living your life. Like if you're not living your life, you get cancer, all of a sudden now you're like, every day is important, and then it changes your life. So there's always a reason why these things happen. So there's always a lesson in everything.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Thank you, Ava. That's definitely an interesting topic when we're talking about soul contracts and things that we're agreeing to before we get here. And sometimes they're pretty, some of the things that we go through are some pretty traumatic things. It's like, what? I didn't agree to this. What are you talking about? But you're right, Elisa. There's the lessons are so important, and we have to go through certain things at certain times in order to learn those certain lessons, in order to evolve and to get to that next level. A bumpy road, but a necessary road. Absolutely. Roland, you are back. Before we lose you again, will you please share with us your picture?
I had trouble with the internet like heck here. Okay, here. Since 5 years, when I take moon pictures, there's nothing there, but when I play a video clip in the background, icons show up. That happens with the sun, with other stuff. Got even double exposure when I take a picture from the screen again. It happens with animals too, almost like an energy field. That is one thing. I guess I can go ahead a little bit here. And the first thing that showed up with animals was here with some swallows. Almost like energy field or aura, yeah, what shows up. I had explanations from it, from the 9th and 10th dimension. It's about technical stuff. Anti-gravity, free energy device, space travel. I don't know yet what it means, but I have certain dreams about it. So one day I will wake up. I don't know whether you have any comments for it or what you see about it.
No, I don't know.
Well, I think that if you're getting those, there's a reason why you're seeing them.
Yeah, with that, what I explanation have so far, I'm happy with it. Yeah, so it will come one day.
Yeah,
yes.
Definitely a fun mystery that we've been working on here over the last few months, and Roland's been great with keeping us updated on those pictures. So we are nearing the 2-hour mark. Perhaps from our guest, can we have some final thoughts, some final words, some words of wisdom to take us through the week?
Okay, I say a little bit, and I leave the last word to Elisa. I think what often we are told is that we are much more powerful than we think we are, and we need to be aware of that, to use the capability of our beings, of our brains, of our bodies, and we have the power, we are in control, and we are made believe we are not. That would be a message I would give.
Yeah, to me, the biggest, strongest message that I've received through all the different Pleiadian channels are raise your vibration, raise your vibration, raise your vibration, and be very careful. Every thought you have, you are manifesting. Every thought you have is manifesting. So you don't like what you're manifesting? Look inside, look within. That is your feedback loop. The universe is just a mirror. So if you're reflecting back low vibration stuff, you're not at a high vibration. So it's really, really important that every single person gets on the high vibration. In addition, when you get to the high vibration, the bad guys can't get to you. Okay, they can't see you at that vibration. So that's what I would tell you. That is your top priority as a human being right now, is to be at a high vibration. And I would like to invite all of you to definitely to Elena's channel every Thursday, because we do get a lot of information in this webcast. And because of Elena's implant, we've had somebody from TELUS. So, you know, the person she connects to brought somebody from TELUS, so she's able to channel somebody from TELUS. Hopefully we'll get Valiant Thor coming. Thorhan is trying to get Valiant Thor, who came in 1950 something.
54.
Yeah, so we are looking to interview him, and he would connect through that implant. Elena, you know, we've brought in a ninth dimensional Pleiadian, who Elena also helped Elena with the book as well. He's the one who gave her the Friel information that you saw. So we really are starting to bring in different entities, different galactic beings, and it's been just a really enjoyable experience. Today we had Thorhan's sister come in, and she had a beautiful energy. Oh, also Elena's Arcturian, well, he's a Negaroth, but he's really an Arcturian incarnated as a Negaroth. She also has channeled him, and when he comes, you're just like drunk, like you're drunk in love. It's just, it's magical. So we really have a lot of good things happening there, and we would love to have you guys join us in the channel, 7 p.m. Eastern time, in Elena Danaan's channel on YouTube.
That's great. That's absolutely great. I want to thank you both so much for coming and joining us this evening. It was absolutely fantastic. I don't know if we have time for a couple more questions, or anybody. Phil, what do you think?
I personally have to get going very, very soon at the 11 o'clock mark on my time. So if there's anybody else that has any questions, we can. But I will remind you to please save the chat in the bottom there. Save the chat with all the resources. I think our guests' websites are in there. So please do that to check them out. And of course, check out the Elena's YouTube channel to check out those broadcasts on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern time. That sounds like a great time. I would love to attend that. So hopefully we'll see you next Thursday for that. That'd be great. If I'm not too sure, is there any, I don't see any final, oh, Raymond gets in under the wire. Hello, Raymond.
Thank you very much, Phil. I'll make it very quick. First question for Elena is the cabal responsible for the creation of the pyramids?
Not
the cabal.
I don't think so. No, I don't believe so. I don't believe so.
Okay, and the next little quick question is, has you ever heard of an organization called the Light System?
No.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Good questions, Raymond. I like it. Our guests, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us here at Connecting Consciousness Canada. We really, really are grateful for your time and your knowledge and this sharing period. This is absolutely fantastic. This is raising the vibration, getting together, talking about these things, being positive, connecting together, sharing, being vulnerable. This is where it's at, and we're doing it collectively as a group. So definitely take what Elisa said and do it individually as well throughout your week. Put those positive thoughts out there to raise the vibration for all of us, because we all want to see this world to be a better place, don't we? Thank you all so much. I will say goodnight to you all. Hopefully, I'll see you, I think it's next week, next Wednesday, we have our CC Ontario meeting. But of course, there's a whole bunch of other ones on there as well. Please check out MeWe Pro for all that information. And yes, Raymond, I will remember to email out those Zoom invites as well. Save the chat. Thank you all. I love you all so very, very much.
Love you too,
Thank you
Philip.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Elena, I have a question. Do you, you're going to get off, Phil?
Shelley, you are now the host.
Yeah, leave the meeting, don't end it.
I'm not gonna leave. I'm not gonna leave it. I'm just gonna get up and walk away.
Good night,
And
Phil.
Shelley,
Thank
Shelley,
you.
I also want to remind you that poor Elena is I think it's either
Right, that's
3
what I
a.m. or 4
yeah, it's
a.m.
like
for
4
her.
a.m. Yeah, okay. You need to go?
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, I don't know
Neither.
how she does it either.
Me neither.
I have one quick question, and it is about Egypt, and it is about, as an archaeologist, you worked there, I understand, for many, many years.
Yes.
You've seen a lot of things. Raymond was asking about, I can't remember what you were asking, but it's mostly, the history is mostly Anunnaki, is it not?
There's been many races intervening in this part of the world, and the pyramids are way more older. It's before the flood. It's very, very ancient. Like we are talking like 20,000 BC and more, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Anunnaki were, I don't know if they were involved in Egypt. I do not have all the information, but they were involved in Mesopotamia, I know, and in very ancient times. And Egypt, there's been many races intervening there.
I read this week, Elena, it was like Atlantis had a big war with Lemurian.
Yeah.
And actually, it's Atlantis who actually built those pyramids. So I don't know if that part of the story is really true, but it was a nice story to read. I put it on MeWe Pro also, so everybody can read it.
Actually, Elena, remember we asked Thorhan, Thorhan's going to bring a lyran that actually Elena and I met when we went to open the crystal eggs under the Sphinx. There's 4 crystal eggs, and we did a quantum hypnosis session to go into those eggs. We did 2, and he was one of the keepers of the egg, and that's where we met him. She's actually drawn him. He's beautiful, lion-looking being, and we're going to bring him so that we can talk about Egypt in one of the channelings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
We are looking for that. It's so nice to hear, you know, detail. We've been searching since so many years.
Yeah, well, I was shown, that's why I asked help to Elisa to put me under hypnosis to go there, because I wouldn't have been able to do that otherwise. She without hypnosis. But because when I was a teenager, I was shown by Thorhan, my protector. I thought he was an angel. I didn't know he was an alien. Shown under the Sphinx. Exactly, we went under it, and by astral travel, it took me there, and he showed me all these underground rooms and these crystal objects. And then I said to Elisa, would you help me put me under hypnosis? And that'd be good fun to try to know that. And that's how it happened. But as well, when I worked in Egypt, I worked a short contract with the Zahi Hawass in Cairo, and he showed me behind the Sphinx the opening that led to these rooms. I didn't go under because I was feeling a bit claustrophobic, and it was dangerous. It was like very dusty.
Great.
So, yeah.
All right. Anybody else? And we're going to let this lovely Elena go to sleep. It's 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, very nice of you. Thank you
very,
very much.
very, very nice of you. Thank you. Kathleen, you're going to lead.
I have a little question. I have a little question before going.
Go ahead.
Can you go? Yeah. So this question is for Elena or Elisa. So is it possible to grow like a piece of organ with regression or something like this? That I heard Elisa saying something about.
Anything is possible. Absolutely.
Yeah, but not like this.
If you believe it, yes, it's possible.
Well, I want my teeth back.
I would say Joe Dispenza would say anything is possible. He
absolutely. This is a matrix. This is a simulation. This is a video game that you are in. That means anything is possible. Anything.
I believe
I mean, we're watching it right now. Anything is possible.
I shouldn't be here several times already in this life, and I believe anything is possible.
Like in the Matrix.
Yeah, but believing, you all say it, I believe, if you believe, but believing and doing it is 2 different things.
If that's what you believe, then yes, you're right. You're always right, because it's all based on what you believe.
I believe I'm doing it.
You're talking about believing it and manifesting it, right? It's the difference, the disparity between the belief system and the manifestation of that belief.
Exactly, Shelley. So a lot of people who don't know what they talk about that believing if it's possible to believe, but people who do know what they don't talk about believing and it being possible, because it's not really believing, it's manifesting, and manifesting to get to the manifestation, it's different than just stumbling into a miracle and yeah, it's possible, but at the end it's not really like this.
You know what? It's not believing, it's knowing. It's knowing.
Exactly, knowing. Yeah, and I do this personal work, but I'm not able to. I have a hernia problem, and I'm not able to heal it. So I heal other stuff, but this one I cannot. It's just I cannot. I don't know how to do it.
It could be that you haven't learned that lesson. It is possible that that lesson hasn't been learned.
And even under hypnosis, it might work. With Alba Weilman, when she does the stuff, yeah, certain things they will heal.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're back to square one. Back to my question, Elisa. So is it possible do you do some?
It's not me that does the healing. It's you.
Yeah.
Okay, so probably
I shouldn't.
So probably I shouldn't. So you're saying that I should probably not ask this question?
Oh no, it's based on what you believe. If you think that you have the ability, or your higher self has the ability to heal that, then you should ask it for sure. But if you have doubt, doubt blocks the energy. So if there's doubt, it that blocks it, and you would be wasting your time.
Would you say that actually what people say belief has to do something with faith? Faith has nothing to do with religion. If you have faith, you can accomplish many things. And by experience, it's happened to me. And I always say, you must have faith in the possibility of doing that thing. And that happened with me, with operation, with many things. I came back like this because 2 months before I said, I'll be back on my feet in 3 weeks. And I was back on.
And that's intention, absolutely. If you set out an intention,
yeah,
and you clearly state that intention,
yeah,
you create that. Absolutely. So when you said it, you threw it out there. You created that reality, and then it happened for you.
But
that's why
I stay very surprised. That's when I say this is really fate, because I was really believing that was possible. Even my doctor said, "You're not serious." I said, "Yes, I'm serious." And that's what happened. And every time I really, like you say, put my intention and I keep faith, it's happening. So I'm waiting to get my teeth back.
You can. Absolutely,
Elena,
you can.
I would say that beyond believing it's possible, you must believe that it is already done.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Create the reality first. Yeah.
Elena, your eyes are closing.
Yeah.
I
You're
just want
free.
to ask
Go,
one
go.
thing.
No,
Elena.
I'm fascinated. I'm enjoying that. So I'm fighting.
Are you sure you're?
It's fine.
If
I want
if
to
you
go,
need to leave, okay, thank you.
Elena, I want to ask a question that you touched about Sphinx. Underneath the Sphinx, is it an energy source or it's a flying spaceship? I mean, the spaceship that is there underneath.
No, there's none of this. What I saw is physically and in astral travel as well. It's just underground rooms. There are corridors. What I saw, it's a corridor and side rooms, but it goes on many levels. Yeah.
Yes, and what's underneath that?
Just rock, there's nothing, it's just dug in the ground.
Why Sphinx is so special then?
Because it marks the place, it marks the entrance of the archives, and as well it marks astronomical message with the 3 pyramids behind, which indicates Orion constellation, and the Sphinx indicates, I think, what I remember, it indicates time, an era in time with astrological constellation. I don't remember, but yeah, the head you see, it's not the head that was at the start. It's been recarved. It's the head of the King Kefren. It's been recarved, so it was probably a lion before.
So Eva, let me ask you something. Why did you think there is a craft underneath?
Well, more like energy source, like what Elena showed in the pyramid. Because I learned this interesting thing and I share it in our meetings, that underneath there is this divine energy source created by our Creator, and the energy created underneath goes through the crystals in the crust of the earth. And then there are those points, usually in pyramids, that are spreading the energy outside. And various sarcophaguses that are placed all over the earth are the markers of where these energy points are. And I also heard that underneath the Sahara Desert, like close to Giza, where we see sand, so underneath going 1 to 3 kilometers down, there is entire city. And it's very rich with all these treasures. And, you know, at some point it was covered with sand. And they know it because they X-ray it with satellites. And it's Egyptian government that is blocking, you know, all discoveries from the earth. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if it's the Egyptian government, but
I think it's around Dashur, because between Dashur and Saqqara, they found, I know about this satellite. It's called magnetoresonance, and they found that what is very interesting in what you say about the pyramids, it totally corresponds to the pyramid device. I am shown, and when under hypnosis with Elisa, she allowed me to go under the Sphinx again, and we met this Lyran being, and he showed such a device, such a pyramidal device there, and there was a whole city behind as well. And that's interesting because it matches with what you say.
Yeah, they say there are 144,000 sealed rooms. That's sealed. Yeah. That underneath containing sarcophaguses, and they represent this creator's technological glory, you may say, yes? And that's how we operate. And even they say that this energy that's coming from underneath is going through the crust and is responsible for our luminaries, that we see it there, you know. And also it's responsible for creation of the nature, yes? It's very interesting theory that I'm still processing in my mind, but it's, you know, it's worth checking.
Yes,
very
interesting.
cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I think we're going to let this lovely lady at 4 o'clock in the morning and counting go to sleep.
Yeah.
All right.
Falling asleep.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
And
Thank you so much.
we are going to invite you back again.
Pleasure.
And we'll pick it up for round 2. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Sleep tight, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye, Shelley. Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Thanks, Shelley.
I guess you as a host, you
Dad.
have to leave the.
No, I can stay talking. I'm good. It's
I
only
guess it
8
was
o'clock. Jocelyn, Jocelyn's gone. Jocelyn's
Yeah.
gone. Yeah. Hey, Deb, what'd you think?
Only 8 o'clock in where you
Well,
are?
it's 9 o'clock. It's
Yeah,
only
quarter
9:09.
after 8. Quarter after 8.
Yeah, we're 8.
Okay, so
Yeah,
it's-
we're an hour behind you.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, an hour behind. And Roland, we're on the same time, right? There's no
Yeah.
difference in, yeah.
Right.
Okay. So
That
what
was
did you
very
think?
interesting.
What did you think? Was it a good call?
Yeah, it was
I
very
would say so. Wait until we have Susie on there on December the 3rd. It's
Yeah.
pretty much the same, I guess.
Who?
But Susie's going to channel, right?
She said I asked her to channel. Yeah. about the connection consciousness with energies or whatever. I don't know whether she would have time to ask certain questions or get some questions done here, but I don't know. We will see what happens.
Tell Deb what this is about.
Yeah,
Now, when you go to that creationtemple.com, that's the other group where I am in, we have already over 200 meetings since the last 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And normally we do meditation, but once a month we do that prime creator channeling. That's why I put always that links up there. Especially the last few ones about selection were pretty interesting.
Okay, okay,
So
that was interesting.
we'll see what happens. And I think I give Susie those links from Elena. I'm always thinking those people should get together.
Yeah.
Also psychics and channelers and so they, the same what like Magenta Pixie or that Eisenhower and certain other ones. Yeah,
I want to try and put Laura Eisenhower and Elena together, but I have no idea how to do that.
Oh, another thing here, another thing what we can do with that Elena, do it maybe Sunday mornings.
Sunday mornings.
So, yes, and it's only whatever 8, 9 o'clock or what in Ireland. Wouldn't be in the middle of the night. And normally Sundays, lots of people are not working here.
And she's just coming off of a channeling too. So what is Roland set the next meeting? It's on the events already for December the 3rd. So you can check it on the event. So we're gonna have oh, somebody's joining us. Another channeler.
PC meeting.
So I don't know. And you have some meetings coming up too, right?
Ours is the November 28th.
Are you doing 2 weeks also?
Yeah.
You're doing two. Are we doing
we
2
have
weeks?
I don't know whether there's something on Sunday with Ontario Central. On the 23rd, on Monday, is at Eastern Ontario, Western Quebec. Wednesday is 25th is Ontario again. Then on the 28th, Alberta. So at least 3, 4 next week. And
Well, this is a Calgary small group. When it says Calgary small group, does that mean a face-to-face, or is that a?
That's an in-person at either a cafe or a member's house.
Okay.
And it's just 5 or 6 members, but Dominica said that with new.
Yeah, I think it's going to be canceled.
It's possible it could be canceled. Yeah.
Yeah, we came down hard today. I'm very, very, very sad about what happened in BC today. So now we have a full-on mask mandate, no gatherings whatsoever, indoor or outdoor, and we are like the last, right? The last stronghold for this.
Yeah.
Mask mandatory in all public indoor spaces, all church services and groups are canceled, no exceptions, no gatherings, nothing.
Wow.
That will be over when once Trump comes out with all that election fraud and stuff.
Better hurry up, Like I said to people, if he was the deep state, they would have kept him for another term. All of this is because he's a good guy, But
Exactly.
whatever. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. So
What I do, I print me out that paper where the different masks are on. Yeah, when you go to the firefighters for the smoke, or when you paint, or the miners. And on the bottom corner is that one with a regular face mask, and ask them as a quiz, what do you think will protect you from a deadly virus?
nobody's wearing them there, are they? Nobody's wearing them in Trout Lake, are they?
No. But I see in Nakasp, 80 kilometers away, some people in the stores, they have it, even younger people, some older people, sometimes not.
You're totally removed. I think we're all going to come and live with you. We're going to go off the grid, and we're all going to head up to Trout Lake.
Yes, that Nakasp is 80 kilometers away. I think it's around that 1,200 people or what? I have to go tomorrow, get my trucks done finally. I have a friend there as a mechanic.
You know, they're also talking about inter-provincial border quarantine now. So that's not going to be good. So that's it. That's
really not good, man. Oh man, we've got to get our house listed again right away.
Yeah, yeah. So it's kind of like I said to Rick, because he's supposed to go to Edmonton next week. And it hasn't come down yet, so that's okay. We don't have a problem when he comes back quarantining for 2 weeks, but he's got work to do there. He can't quarantine. And then once you can start driving through in April, May, or June or whatever, unless they physically barricade the highway, which I think is what they're doing in the Atlantic bubble provinces, or let's make our 3 provinces a bubble province, right? BC, Alberta, and Saskatchewan, let's put them in a bubble. But AA meetings are exempt. You can still go to your AA meetings.
Well, that's good.
Isn't that good?
I was wondering about that because people have to go to their AA meetings,
Well,
right?
people have to do a lot of things. So maybe we should just start
drinking heavily right now.
Right? Well, that's it. You can't buy this, that, or the next thing, but you can buy alcohol. So we can start our own group of AA and we can give it some secret tagline. But, you know, Zoom, they're listening to us anyways. It's all being tracked anyway. So no, we won't be doing any AA meetings.
Maybe they'll, go with just instead of AA, CC will work too.
Right, right.
2 letters, just 2 letters.
All right, that's it for me. Deb, when are we gonna meet? When are we gonna do this? When is Koji going south?
Now he's not leaving till Sunday. He's leaving Sunday.
Is he going where? Lethbridge? Where's he going?
Calgary, and I don't know where. Calgary, just Calgary. Just Calgary. Yep. Nobody else has any business.
Hi, Koji. Hi, Koji. Hi, Koji.
He says hi. He's waving. Yeah, it's Shelley and Roland. He's working on charts. He's always working on charts.
I was thinking whether he could do something for me.
Yeah, me too. I want him to do my chart too.
Yeah, you'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now,
I appreciate that. I'm looking forward.
Yeah.
Let's see, maybe there I have mine here. I can show it on the screen here.
Uh-huh. Koji is, he was quite, well, excited, but not happily excited, cautiously excited today. He looked very somber, and he was saying that November 27th, what, is that why you were looking at the Release the Kraken video, trying to find a Kraken?
Well, I mean,
yeah, come and just come and say what you,
Yeah,
come on,
I got,
Koji. Come on, Koji.
I got my picture here. I will show you. Maybe you can have
Hi,
a quick look
Koji.
here.
How are you?
Have a quick look here on that one. What do you think about that one?
Is that your birth chart?
Yeah.
From when you were born, and in Germany, no doubt, right?
Germany, yeah.
Yeah.
I did it on a free horoscope website one time, yeah. What it says all, but I don't understand what it all means.
Yeah, you're definitely a networker, a communicator, building.
Normally not. Normally I listen more than talking.
But that's just coming to life now. How old are you now?
66.
Sure, yeah, that's not a bad time. You're taking on your passion. Well, it's what happens after retirement.
Computer, when it's about computer, I can talk.
Yeah. Anyway, yes, I'm looking forward to talking more about your chart and adding it in my way, putting all the extra planets, and so I'm working with many extra planets.
He also works with all the asteroids. It's really fantastic stuff.
I love that sweater you're wearing. That's a beautiful sweater.
Thank you.
Is it a sweater?
It's a kind of has a zipper. It was made in Otavalo in Ecuador.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Oh, yeah.
20 years ago.
Very nice.
a famous market town with lots of handicraft and artisans. Yeah, so I was lucky to find that. Yeah,
very nice. Very
anyway,
nice.
yes, it's intense time. So as early as tomorrow, I mean, already today it was announced, if you listen to what was going on, the big press conference of Giuliani. I mean, this was a bombshell in itself.
I didn't listen. Do tell.
You didn't get it yet? Okay.
No, I was busy all day today. I didn't get it up.
In a 1.5 hour press conference, and it was what's her name? Powell.
Sidney Powell.
Was this mainstream?
I think it could be on YouTube.
This is an official press conference. There were press there. I mean,
Actually, there were, most of the press there were heckling.
Yeah, to show how they present it, but definitely it's on American Network and OANN, on all these few networks which still are totally holding the ground, not like Fox, who is running away with the crowd because they're owned by Disney, as we know. I mean, yeah. Anyway, the long and short, it was announced that tomorrow the big lawsuit will be deposited in the courts, and they have tons of evidence. He was giving away for 1 hour evidence after evidence, and said, well, that's just the tip of the iceberg. I can't really reveal much because it will go to the courts. That's where it will have to be decided. So I don't give any names, I don't give any details, but that just tell you exactly what happened.
And you think it's going to take from what, the 20th to the 27th to be sorted, or
tomorrow is really the start of the caving in of the pyramid of that I should say faulty tower. We will see big holes coming down, and they can't hold it anymore. 27th will be the breakthrough, and December 2nd onwards will be big arrests, one after the other.
What you told me about Pluto and Pallas?
Yeah, Pluto, Pallas, and Jupiter had a conjunction just a week ago. And I mean, that's a long conjunction. That's been going on the whole year pretty much. Because
what is a conjunction?
A conjunction is when planets meet, when they're in the same degree in the sky, when they merge their energies, when they come together and build a team, work together in sync.
But you said, and the words you used, because I also need him to, I used to do charts, but he gets so in depth that I need him to break it down and speak English, you know, like not technical. And what he said to me was Pluto represents the deep state, and the asteroid Pallas represents
truth and justice.
Truth and justice coming to light. And so they're going to be conjunct on the 27th. Or now already?
Oh, wow.
This has been going on for a while, but this is really the energy which will be expressing through Saturn. Saturn, who's the one who's detaining that deep state. That's
right. So the Saturn is the deep state planet.
Saturn is law and order.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Pluto is the deep state. Pluto is
a deep, okay.
The lord of the underworld, who plays all the dark cards.
Right. So what do they do? Because they also work with astrology, so they know that the good guys are going to do whatever the good guys are going to do during these.
These are symbols. It's not that simple.
Okay.
Symbols.
They'll read it. They'll read it the way they want to read it. Yeah, it's like tarot cards. They'll see what they want to see.
Okay.
And try and manipulate it.
Right. They try and manipulate their own way, right?
Yeah. So they will. I think they will.
Yeah, it has to go that way. They have no choice at this point. I mean, they know that all has already happened. They have no way out. They are like blind deer running into headlights. They have no real choice anymore. They just do what they're good at, which is cheating and lying. That's all. I mean, that's all which is left, and they're terribly afraid.
Cheating and lying doesn't work very well anymore when people see
not
them.
anymore. Not anymore. It's like, what is this? They say that this is the 4th attempt, that we failed 3 times. I mean, the amount of people that are awake, and everywhere, yes, more are sleeping than are awake. But I mean, we're rising. doesn't, no, that's right. It doesn't matter. I mean,
Billions of people can wake up in 1 minute.
yeah, yeah,
Take
yeah.
much.
So what is that going to be? Is that going to be an energetic something that's going to cause that, or is that going to just be?
It will be
the truth.
Of
The
truth.
truth.
The announcement by high courts what
Yeah.
happened, and everybody will have to report on that. If they don't, then they will be immediately discredited as serving the wrong side.
Yeah.
So the media will come in next as the big culprits going to court, having to pay fines. I mean, it all will come naturally now. Really, the first dominoes have already fallen. It's happening as we speak.
What did you say is happening on the 27th?
The 27th is the first clear ruling. Tomorrow is the deposition of the whole deal, of the whole case, with all the evidence, and then in 7 days, as early as 7 days, I'm expecting the first real big news to hit everyone. That yes, it's exactly true. There was cheating happening in massive amounts, because it's very easy to really conclude that there are so many markers. It's just they really blew it. They had no choice anymore. We forced them into blowing it.
Yeah.
Tell you what happened.
Yeah.
So by December the 2nd, action will come in.
Yeah, it's exciting. And then it's a domino effect, because it's the whole electoral process in the whole world. Like, will it trickle, yes, to all over the world, but will it trickle down?
It takes down all around governments. It takes down eventually, which is really a powerful move. I mean, it's really, the towers are coming down everywhere at the same time.
Yeah.
Once it started, I guess the other guys are getting afraid and want to hide or whatever going on then.
I think they're playing a game of Jenga.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. And actually, David Wilcock and Danyan have.
I didn't watch that.
That is mind-blowing, because
I have to still download it.
according to that information, we've only watched a third of it so far. It's 3 hours long.
3 hours.
According to the information in that, probably every single election on the planet is bought by someone. There's no fair election anywhere, and they go through all the evidence of how all these different elections were all bought. They're all fake, every single one.
They have all the proof. It's all gathered. It's all there.
And it's this web, right? Like, it starts here and it just goes out. And I mean, it's the stock market, it's the banking, it's, just.
It's like they caught their scarf in the car door and they're walking.
Yeah.
That thing's coming undone, right?
Yeah.
You can't stop it.
Yeah. Can't stop what's coming, guys.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right.
So
well,
that's
thank
where we are.
you.
That's the critical mark we have reached. It's really exciting. It's
very exciting. I mean, it gets scary, and you get, I'm like this a little bit, but I know what I know. Like Deb said, the rest I don't know anything. But like, how long is it going to be? Like how much longer? I think that's more like what we want to know.
That's the difficult question to answer. But
Simon mentioned something like spring or what, until the worst thing is over then, even with the virus, with the lockdowns and so.
Yeah, he said things would start getting better in March.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't come all this way, all these times, for such a long time. I'm so exhausted. I can't fight anymore. Although, there's this thing, because I'm a warrior spirit, right? I just keep getting propelled, this forward motion. And I'm 62. So, I mean, how am I? Oh, hello, Philip. How are you?
Hi.
Hi, Philip. Hello. Oh, there. Morning.
Wow, you guys are rock stars.
Well, it's only 8:30 for us, or 9:30 in Edmonton. It's your sleepy time now, right?
Yeah, it is. I just picked up my partner. She usually finishes work at 11, so then I have to go pick her up, and then we just got back. So, and I came downstairs, just peeked my
To
head around
turn
the
it
corner,
off.
and I
To
was like,
turn
"Oh,
it off.
they're still going." I like it though. It's good. It's good.
Phil, when we are finished, and maybe save the chat and email it to me, because I had trouble with the internet for the 10-15 minutes, so I don't know what's going on.
Not a problem. It's saved. I will email that to you.
And there's somebody here by the name of MS that came in. I don't know who that is, but I don't know that matters.
If I had to guess, my assumption would be that it is a Mary or Marie that was going to join our meeting.
Yeah, she says she has problem with the video.
Oh, there you go.
Maybe ask to unmute.
I have a problem with video. I see. I have a problem. It is Mercia from Calgary. Hello,
here you go.
Mercia from Calgary.
Mercia.
So do you want to give the host over to Roland so we continue?
I'm still the co-host. I guess we can finish it.
Yeah, we can do whatever everybody wants. Right?
was
How do you think that went, Phil?
I thought it was pretty good, actually. I thought it was flowing pretty well. The usual suspects for questions, and the usual suspects keeping quiet, but that's okay. I really appreciated your questions, Deb. And I'm sorry I didn't get to see you, Koji, but it's good to see you now.
No, he was sitting over there on the other sofa, looking at astrological charts. That's just
I was gonna say I watched your latest video, and again, I love listening to your passion when you're talking about the wonderful energies that are coming in. You're just like, come on, people, come on, like let's get going here. This is great. So I thought your latest video was really good. But no, Shelley, I thought that was a great gathering. I thought we had a great turnout. It looked like we had some people that haven't come out yet before. So having some new people come out was really good. And hopefully our guests felt that it was a good experience for them as well.
I just mentioned it to Shelley. If we do that again, maybe we should do that Sunday mornings. So in Ireland is only maybe 8 in the evening. Huh?
Yeah, I'm actually as we continue with these special guests and things like that, they do seem like we could probably choose a better time maybe for everyone. 9 p.m. Is pretty tough for me, but it is different out west, right? So maybe on the weekend, like you suggested, for during the day time would be great.
Okay, I'm gotta get more familiar with the screen, because it's a lot of hands going. Like there's a lot of things to it. You got the chat, you've got the squares.
Yeah,
and
for me tonight, I actually changed it because I was recording. I changed my view to the speaker view because I wanted to just instead of having all the heads, I just wanted to have the one speaker head go up. And so I wasn't able to see all the hands being raised all the time. So I was happy that people were using the icon. But I didn't.
I didn't see that.
I
noticed that.
And that's why we have co-hosts, because there is a lot to keep track of. Whether it's aside for the little hands, whether it's the comments. And I know you were commenting and trying to keep tabs on all of Dawn's messages on there, which was great. So that was great that you're keeping track of that. It is kind of tricky though, as you try to balance those, juggle the balls, and keeping people in queue and that kind of thing. I know we missed Kat. I think Kat wanted to say something, and we weren't able to get to her. So I'm sure maybe other people wanted to say something, but were maybe shy or didn't feel like they could. So anything that we can do to encourage people to speak up, whether again it's writing questions in the chat, raising their hand, that kind of thing would be great.
When you do the video, I suggest you make a YouTube and private, then you can download
And
it.
then download it like you suggest. Yes, I'm
free download manager, then you have maybe 200-300 megabyte only instead of 8 gigabyte or whatever again.
Oh, my big files though, Roland, they're massive.
I have here anything that I have more than 60 gigabyte, and I'm already maybe 3-4 gigabyte over for the daily limit pretty much. So
That's, you know what, that's an excellent point. That is an excellent point. So yes, I will do my best, because this is a video that I would love to share. I think it would be really good to share with the rest of the group. Okay.
Okay, bye, Philip. David. Good night, Philip. David.
Devin Kochi, we'll talk tomorrow about email. Okay.
Yes.
Tomorrow. Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay. Good night, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye.